Okay, so here we go with more percents. Whoop, whoop. So we've got 5.3 part 1, and we're going to do applications of percent. So we're going to apply percents. So I can use percents to solve problems. So our key terms are still markup and markdown. We're just going to include some more kinds, right? So an increase based on a given percentage. So we have sales tax and tips would be considered a markup, right? Because it's going to make my total cost go up. And then a markdown is a decreased based on a given percentage. So sales, discounts, this is on sale, right? Sales meaning on sale. All right. So we're just going to remind ourselves of how we find percentages of any number, right? So of meaning multiply. And remember, when we need to multiply, we need to change our decimal to, or percentage to a decimal. And then we're going to multiply by 80. So we go 80 times 1500ths. So 0 and 40, and then we move over, and 0 and 8. And then we're going to add them together. So 0, 0, 12. And then 2 numbers behind the decimal. So 1, 2, and we get 12 is 15% of 80. Okay, so there's our final answer. So notice that's just like 5.1, we just multiply, and we also did that a little bit in 5.2. So this is what we worked on yesterday, or last lesson, 5.2, where we wrote expressions to cost. So we take the original amount, remember that was our P. And if it's a markup, we'll add, but if it's a markdown, we'll subtract. And then we take, to find this markup total, we take the percentage and times it by the price, and that will get us our new amount. Okay, and that's all those expressions we worked on in 5.2 and as our practice. So Marcus buys a varsity jacket from a clothing store in Arlington. The price of the jacket is $80 and the sales tax is 8%. What is the total cost of the jacket? So remember, sales tax is a markup. So we're going to add. Remember to take our 8% and make it a decimal. So we're going to take 80 because that's the price. We're going to add, because it's a markup, 800ths times 80 because that's our expression. So remember though, yesterday in 5.2, we talked about how there's another version of this, right? It's our 100% plus our 8%. So we would get 108%. Oop, pen getting a little weird. And then we move our decimal over and we get 1 and 800ths, and then we're going to times it by 80. I'm going to times it by 80. Looks like my computer is lagging my writing for some reason. So if I do it this way, right, take 80 and times by 800ths. That's not a 0. There we go. We get 0 and 64. Remember, this is 800ths. So 1, 2. And then I'm going to take 80 and add the $6.40 I just got. So that will get me $86.40. So that's how much Marcus will pay for his jacket. Now, if I use the other expression, I'm going to go 1 and 800ths times 80. So 0, 0, 0, 64. 0 plus 6 is 6, and then 8. And I get 0, 4, 6.68, 2 numbers behind the decimal, and look at that, $86.40. So there's our price. Marcus will pay. So this is our additional practice. This is for when we go out to dinner and you sit down in a restaurant, right? You get the bill for everything you paid, right? So you're gonna have to pay that. You're gonna have to pay the bill. But on top of the bill, so added to the bill because it's sales tax, you have to pay a percentage on the cost of the bill. But then you tend to, most of the time, leave a tip. And remember from our words, tip is also a markup. So we're going to add a percentage to actually all of this. So when you pay at a restaurant, you don't pay your tip on the bill, you pay it on the total tax and the bill. All right, and so that's why we have to find out what this is and then figure out how much our tip will be, and we'll add it all together. So it'll look like this. We'll go 60 plus 700 times 60. And then I'm going to take 1500 and I'm going to times it by whatever I get there. So let's do this first part, this multiplying of 60 times 700. So 0 and 42 and then 2 decimals. So 60 plus $4.20 is $64.20. So now that I have that part, the box part, I'm going to take that and put it into here. So now I need to take 1500 and times it by $64.20. And once I do that, I'm going to add these two things together. So 64.20 times 1500. So 0, 10, 20 plus 1, 21, 30 plus 2, 32, 0, 2, 4, and 6. Then I'm going to add them together. So 0, 3, 6, and 9. And then I have 4 numbers behind the decimal. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we have $64.20 added to $9.63. So 3 and 0 make 3, 6 and 2 make 8, 9 and 4 make 13, and then 6 and 1 makes 7. So there is the total bill for the Maxwell family to go out to dinner. Now you know why you don't go out to dinner very often, because it's really actually expensive. Okay, so things to remember are we take percent and we times it by the price, right, to find our percent of price. And when we do restaurants, right, you pay the bill plus tax times the bill plus tip times all of this tax and bill. Okay, so You got to find this. This is almost in its own parentheses here, right? We got to do that first. Okay, so here's your independent practice. Sharon wants to buy a shirt that was originally $30. However, it is 25% off. So that's a sale price. So just as a hint, that's a markdown, which means you're going to subtract, okay? All right, so until next time.